This is Maggie, the Labrador Retriever puppy, and for the next 20 minutes, Instructor Steve's going to work with her on something called Leash Respect. It's where he gives her the opportunity to choose him over choosing to pull on her leash. He's actually also going to work a little bit on jumping up, and I know that's something that a lot of dog owners struggle with. On that note, I'm Ken Steve.
I'm Steve Walsh.
And this is Maggie. Welcome back to McCann Dogs.
Like any other exercise we teach our dogs, it's important we break it down into little steps to help our dogs be correct. Now, when I talk about the idea of leash respect, it doesn't matter to me where she is. It just matters to me that she's not pulling on the leash. Now, I've picked a great motivator for Maggie. I've got some cheese here, and she seems to like this cheese really, really well. In fact, I'm pretty sure this is the first time she's had cheese. But with your dog, you're going to need to make sure that you pick a motivator that is important to them and powerful to them. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to simply tell her with me, and I'm going to take a step and I'm going to pause. And as long as she pauses with me, I'm quickly going to say yes, and I'm going to reward. Now, it's important to remember, she doesn't have to be at my left side. She can be anywhere around me, and as long as she doesn't pull on the leash, I'm going to quickly deliver that treat. Here's the other side of the coin though. If she decides to pull on the leash, I'm going to turn and face her, and I'm going to add some of those pulses on the leash that I'll show you in a second to simply encourage her to reconnect with me. When she does, I'm going to turn on my voice in motion and move away from her and encourage her to stay with me a little bit more. Oh, hi girl, she's very excited. And again, I haven't worked with Maggie, so we're going to see what happens here. I like how excited she is though, so let's go ahead and do this. So I'm going to have some food in my hand ready to go, but I'm not going to lure her. This food is up out of the way. It is a reward. Now, you can tell she knows I have it, and that's a really, really, really good thing. So here's what it's going to look like. With me? Yes, good girl. Very good. With me? Yes, good girlie. With me? She's going to turn and move. So she's pulling a little. Oh, she's making a good choice. There's my girl. Good job. With me? Yes, good girl. With me? Yes, good girlie. Very nice. Now I'm going to take another step. With me? And see what she does. So she's going to jump. I'm going to tell her off. Good off. Good girl. With me? Yes, good girl. You notice when I bring the food down, I'm bringing it down quickly to help prevent her from jumping. Even though she's excited, I'm bringing the food down quickly. She only gets rewarded for 4 paws on the ground. And I'm going to keep doing this a couple more times. With me? Yes, good girl. So she pulled on the leash. Oh, I caught you. I did. Ha, that's funny. Good girl. With me? Yes, good girl. Very good. So the moment that leash went tight, I put a little slack in the leash, added a few pulses until she turned back to me, but then I praised her and I became more fun than everything else around her. Now we're in our hall, and it's an empty hall right now because I want to set Maggie up to be successful. I want to make sure I limit the distractions to build her foundation and understanding. And even though it's a fairly empty hall, she's still pretty excited about the world, and that's a really good thing. Most new puppies are excited about things. This cheese that I have is really important to her, and that's going to be of value when I start to do this. I'm not going to add any more distractions right now. I'm simply going to continue to work this idea of a couple of steps and a pause, and as long as she pauses with me, the good stuff happens. And when she doesn't, no big deal. I'm not mad at her, but I'm quickly using my leash to redirect her to bring her right back. Now, I am going to try and make it a little bit harder, but I'm not going to do that by adding a lot of distractions. I'm going to do that by adding one more step. So instead of 1 step at a time, it's going to be 2 steps at a time. Okay, and here's what it's going to look like. With me, 1, 2. Yes, good girl. Very good. With me? Yes, good girlie. Good job. I can get it a little bit more food. Good girl. Excellent job. Whoops, off. So I'm going to work a little bit of that off. And this is what most exciting puppies are going to do. That's okay. We're just going to help work with them. With me? Yes, good girlie. Good. With me? Yes, good girl. With me? Yes, good puppy dog. Now she is making absolutely fantastic choices. Off. And again, I'm just going to deal with the jumping as it goes. I'm not mad at her. She's excited and engaged with me. So I'm going to make sure that I help keep her with me. With me. Off, girl. Good. With me. Yes, good girl. You'll notice the more I do this, the more excited Maggie actually gets too. And we are getting a fair bit of jumping right now. This is pretty common with these excited young puppies. First things first, she is being excited. She's not being overbearing, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to address it. I'm going to tell her off, and I'm just going to add some pulses to the ground each and every time she jumps. I'm not mad at her. She is simply an excited puppy at this point, but it is important I address it each and every time. Off. Good girlie. Good, off. Excellent job. And I can even take the opportunity to yes and reward her for keeping 4 paws on the ground. Good, off. Very nice. I'm going to combine these two now. A little bit of leash respect and addressing that off. Okay, with me. Yes, good girl. Good job. Good with me. With me. Off. Good, off. Good, with me. Yes, good girl. What a superstar Labrador Retriever you are. With me. Yes, good girl. And you can see how quickly she starts to figure out that she shouldn't jump, and the good things come for keeping 4 paws on the ground. We've started to get some success now without any distractions down. Like any time I want to add things in though, I need to add them slowly to help her understand how to be correct. So I've put some toys down on the ground, and these are pretty exciting for her. She heard one of them squeak and she was pretty interested in them. You'll notice off that I've moved back from those toys a little bit. I'm gonna do the exact same exercise back here far away from those toys to help her understand that she shouldn't pull on the leash in spite of those distractions being there. Now, same rules are going to apply. I'm going to have some food in my hand ready to go. I am not luring her. I am rewarding her for making choices. So you'll notice when I move, I'm not moving with food on her nose. The food is up out of the way, but it's there that I can quickly say yes and reward her. And I'm going to take 1 or 2 steps towards those toys, and as long as she doesn't pull on the leash, I'm going to yes and reward. Are you ready, girl? With me? Off. So again, I can address the jumping, off. Let's get your paw from under there, off. Good, off. With me? Yes, good girl. Good job. Very nice. Good, get it. Good. With me? Yes, good girl. I might move a little further away. With me? Off. Off. Good, off. With me? Off. And this is pretty common that the dogs get a little bit excited and start to do things repetitively. People often ask us, how many times am I going to have to do this before my dog understands? And really it comes down to, yes, good girl, as many times as it takes for them to understand what we want. I'm never mad at them. I'm simply giving them the best direction I can to help them to be correct. With me, off. Yes, good girl. Good. With me. Yes, good girl. With me. Yes, good girly. With me. Yes, good girl. Now, I gotta say, with me, girlie, she just made off a fantastic choice. These toys were there. She looked at them and paused for a second, but then looked back to me. I yesed it and I gave her a little jackpot, but I also didn't hang out there. I made a little bit more space to help her make the right choice, okay? And then I'm gonna try it again. So a little tension in the leash, bump, bump, bump. Oh, I caught you, I did. Yeah, good try, girl. Off. Good, that's better. Yes, what a good puppy dog. And I'm gonna repeat these steps. I'll go a little closer again. With me? Yes, good girl. 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 Very good puppy dog. And then again, once I've been this successful, with me? Good girl. I'm gonna move away to help her be successful. So toys are not something that seems to be a big draw for her. So I'm gonna make it a little harder. But again, I'm gonna still do it in a controlled fashion. I've asked Ken to come out here and stand here, and he's just gonna be a human distraction because oftentimes that's where these little social butterflies can really struggle. So same steps are gonna apply. My expectation is that she doesn't pull on the leash in spite of Ken being there. Now, I am not gonna go rushing up to Ken and have her rehearse jumping all over Ken. I'm gonna build more value for her staying with me and focusing on me. And one thing I wanna highlight right here, do you notice how she's turned and faced me right now? I very much make a habit of rewarding these dogs turning towards me, understanding that good stuff comes from me instead of just magically appearing while they're looking everywhere else in the world. So here's what it's going to be like. My leash is gathered up. I've got the food in my hand. I'm not going to lure her with it, and I'm going to take a step towards Ken. With me. Yes, good girlie. With me. Yes, good girl. And I might move back a little bit. With me. Yes, good girl. Now it's important to note, she's not jumping as much right now. Part of that is simply we've addressed it each and every time. With me. Yes, good with me. Excellent job. And I'm going to push this hard here. With me. Yes, good girl. She's making great choices right now. Off. Good, off. Yes, good girl. And I'm going to really actually try and push her because she's making such great choices. I'm going to really see if we can test her in this situation. With me. Whoops. I caught you, I did, ha ha ha. Good, hey, off. Let's get your leash sorted out, and with me. Good, with me. Yes, good girl. So that was a little bit too much for her brain. She saw Ken kneel down and thought, oh, I should go and jump on Ken. So I just simply added those pulses and moved away, off, and I'm reestablishing her idea of leash respect. With me. Yes, good girl. With me. Yes, good girl. With me. Yes, good girly. Excellent, good job. Very nice. The next step I'm going to make with her is I'm actually going to take food out of my hand. I'm not going to hold it. I have it in my bait pouch. I have it ready to go. I have easy access to it. Off. But I'm going to now simply say yes, reach for that food and reward her. And again, this is a step that we take away from holding food in our hand. You know, we are not bribing her to move with us. We're rewarding her, but this is going to be our first step. So again, she can be on my right. That's fine as long as she's not pulling on the leash. With me. Yes, good girly. So I'm saying yes, reaching in my bait pouch and rewarding her. With me. Yes, good girl. Good job. Very nice. With me. Yes, good girl. Good with me. Okay, get it. Good girly. With me. Yes, good girl. Maggie's doing a fantastic job, and I've already moved to the point where I've been testing her not holding food in my hand. But like any time when I introduce new distractions, I need to back things up to help her to be correct. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to prop this door open in a minute because oftentimes people say, hey, my dog does it great inside that empty hall. I should just go outside. And they wonder why the dogs struggle with all of that new environment. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take some food. I'm going to put it in my hand in a minute and work a little bit of this leash respect here with the door closed. And then I'm going to prop the door open and we're going to see how it goes. Same rules apply though. She needs to move with me on a loose leash. I'm still only moving a couple of steps at a time and I'm still rewarding her for those great choices. So I've got some food here just as a little refresher. She knows I do. With me. Yes, good girly. With me. Yes, good girl. With me. Yes, good girl. Let's open the door and see how it goes. The door is open. Now, my goal is not to go right out the door. My goal is for her to show me great leash respect in spite of this door being open. Hi, girl. You caught me off guard there. Good girly. So here's what it looks like. With me. Yes, good girly. With me. Yes, good girl. I'm going to move away from the door. With me. Yes, good girl. With me. Yes, good girl. With me. Yes, good girly. Very good. With me. Yes, good girl. Now she's doing quite well, so I'm actually going to push this. I'm going to go out the door a couple of steps and work my way back in. With me. Yes, good girl. It's important our dogs learn not to rush through doors ahead of us. It's important that they learn to be respectful as we do that, and this is going to help with those. With me. So a little pull on the leash. Bump, bump, bump. Hi, I caught you. Yes, I did. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pop back inside. With me. Yes, good girl. Get it. Good girl. Are you ready? Are you set? With me. Yes, good girl. Very good girl. With me. Yes, good girl. With me. Yes, good girly. With me, girl. Yes, good girl. Now that was a lot for little Maggie to do and she did a great job with that. You'll notice though when I came back in, I took a couple of big steps and I stopped and she actually fixed herself. There was a little tension that went in the leash and the moment she felt it, she actually turned back towards me. Those are great things to look for. That tells me she is starting to understand the exercise. Now, this has been a lot of work for this dog. She's getting a little tired and a little over it. So we're going to take a break shortly. But even though she's getting a little tired, I still expect that she not pull on the leash right now. Anytime she's getting up, I'm simply placing her back in that sit. She still shouldn't jump up at me. All of our dog training rules still apply throughout the entire exercise. Good girl, you're a good thing. You'll get to have a little nap soon. Good little Labrador Retriever. Yes, you are. Good girl. Now we've spent the last 10 or 15 minutes teaching Maggie the idea of leash respect and also working on some jumping up. And these are very common issues that a lot of dog owners experience. Now, if you want to watch a little bit more about leash respect, you can click that card right there where I did a little bit of that work with my own puppy, Final.
Now, if this is your first time on the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We publish new videos every single week to help you to have a well-behaved four-legged family member. On that note, I'm Ken.
I'm Steve.
Happy training.
Happy training.